This week, I'm very thankful for air travel. So anybody who knows me or been watching some of my videos lately, you'll know that I haven't traveled too much in my adult years. Kind of hit the pause button for a long time, taking a plane. But over the last several years, been able to fly around different parts of the country and went to California this past week. Only my second time in that state. I met up with Noor and Maysoon. They had gone several days before me. I met them on Thursday evening, and we just came back the other day on Tuesday. Last time Noor and I were there before our little girl was around, we had gone up to San Francisco and traveled south. Beautiful sights and scenes. Certainly a different experience when you're traveling with a little one. But always wanted to see LA and Tinseltown and Hollywood and all that stuff. Didn't get a chance to see everything because the traffic was god-awful, so that's one great reason to avoid LA. But didn't even realize that it was Oscar weekend, and we went there and saw them setting up. Was able to snap a few photos and actually saw some of the stars along the walk there. It was dark, so I didn't get a chance to see all the stars that I wanted to, and some areas were covered up. But still, fun, very interesting town. Just don't go there driving. But traveling by plane is always a very interesting experience, especially after 9/11. Because each airport tends to be very different with their security. Sometimes you're just going through the metal detector, sometimes you're going through the x-ray machine, sometimes you have to take your laptop out, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have to take your shoes off, sometimes you don't. But what makes it even more interesting is that since they don't do it the same at every single airport, the employees there think that you're supposed to know what the heck they're going to expect from you this time. And some of them are very polite and patient, and others are not, and they just like to yell at you. Which I certainly don't like that, but for those who know Noor, she's certainly not one person that likes to be yelled at. But we do it for the greater good, or at least to get to our plane. But security, always a fun time. Besides California, if you had seen our video a couple of weeks ago, I actually went to Georgia and saw the beautiful little town of Savannah. Between that trip and this trip, last time we flew Southwest, this time we flew United. Probably some of the best experiences that we've had throughout most of the airlines that we've experienced. Southwest, certainly the friendliest staff of all. United, for the most part, except one person in particular. Very friendly, spacious seats, which come in very handy when you have to spread out with a little one. But still, when you're a bigger guy like me, never enough room, never enough leg room, and certainly never enough bathrooms. And I've never, ever wondered what it was like to piss in a coffin, but using a restroom on an airplane, I now know. Another place where it's a very different experience airport to airport is the pickup and drop-off areas. I know down in Georgia, they were very polite and friendly, ready to give you a piece of pie or some sort of fried food, and they'd let you take your time whether you're loading or unloading. Arizona, especially the Tucson airport, they're always very friendly and very patient. LA, a little crazy. It wasn't too bad. But O'Hare takes the cake. O'Hare takes the cake when it comes to patience and not having it. The people wearing the vests out there, boy, are they some happy people. They are ready to yell at you the moment you stop the car before you even reach for the four ways. I tell you, I don't know if it's high blood pressure or a lot of resentment, but the folks at O'Hare are pretty darn brutal. So I'm going to say a little prayer for them and wish them nothing but peace. But overall, again, we had a really nice time in California. I'm going to share some photos and video here at the end. I had a chance to hit up some beaches. The water was a little too cold for swimming, but certainly was able to get our feet nice and wet and chilly. Maysoon absolutely loved the experience, and she was ready to dive right in. Certainly a brave little girl, much braver than I was at her age. Probably much braver than I am still now. Another thing I am very thankful for this week is getting a little bit more recognition on social media. Had a rental transaction recently from somebody who found us on Instagram and ended up having a new buyer. Hasn't turned out into anything just yet, but at least was able to write up an offer for a potential client. They actually found us through YouTube. And with YouTube, we've actually organically grown our following to 72 followers. So it's getting a little hard to get out there in the street without getting recognized once in a while. But thank you to those who follow us. Or for those who don't, hello. You can reach down with your thumb and hit that like and subscribe button. Do it. No, I'm kidding. Only do it if you don't want to get on my shit list. And Tuesday night, actually, right after we flew in, had to grab a pizza from Pizza Seria right over here on Belmont near the house. Great pizza. If you haven't had it, absolutely wonderful. I think it's one of those brick oven pizzas. Super, super tasty, and they got specials on Tuesdays. But went to pick up the pizza, and the guy that I always see there mentioned that he saw my face pop up while he was actually on Duolingo, which I hadn't even heard of before. So to be honest, I'm not even sure why the heck he even saw my face there. It's not a platform that we advertise on, but they must have some sort of affiliation with one of the other social media platforms that we're on. But it was really cool. It's kind of fun when people share with you their thoughts or feelings about our posts, and especially some of the videos of me just talking here in this little room. But for those who do watch and actually watch all of our videos from start to finish, I really appreciate you. So as we continue to grow our audience and our followers, make sure you take the opportunity to work with me before you become a celebrity realtor. So those are just a couple things that I'm thankful for this past week. What are you thankful for? If this is something that you're not practicing on a regular basis, hopefully daily, try and do it as often as you can. I'm doing this and recording this weekly to hold myself accountable. And it's certainly a great reminder for me to make sure I'm thankful for every little thing that comes across my path, because it gives me some material when I go to record a video. But in all seriousness, I am really thankful for all the opportunities that come my way and the people in my life. It's the little things that count. They lead up to greater things and the things that we can't take with us, but to all the truly wonderful things that we do end up enjoying towards the end of life and hopefully beyond. So feel free to share in your comments below, or share it with a friend, loved one, or stranger. Just share it with yourself in a journal or yell it out into the world. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll catch you next week.